Hello, thanks for joining us. This is Nationwide. I'm Ruth Aguele. President Bola Tinubu has stated readiness of his administration to put a final stop to insecurity in the Northeast, using a combination of the carrot and stick approach. The president, who said this during his visit to Maiduguri, Borno State, also indicated readiness to partner the Borno State government in bringing dividends of democracy to the state.
The conference has become a firm and valuable tradition, symbolizing the Nigerian Army's unyielding devotion to our national security, as well as to your pursuit of excellence, both as individuals and as an institution established to defend our beloved country and our people. It provides a constructive platform to enable you to draw lessons from operations and training exercises of the past in order to refine your activities so that you may better protect our nation from serious threats, whether external or domestic.
The president had earlier paid courtesy visits to the Shehu of Borno, Abubakar Ibn Umar. Members of the National Council on Privatization have been charged to ensure their economic decisions and reforms are reflected in the lives of Nigerians. Vice President Kashim Shettima, while declaring open induction program for the new council, urged them to be proactive in paving way for economic growth that is in harmony with the aspirations of the citizens. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jabrila reports.
Assembled here are members and other critical stakeholders of the newly inaugurated National Council on Privatization at the Conference Center of the National Intelligence Agency. And the reminder is for them to station themselves on the front line of actualizing the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu administration.
The National Council on Privatization, along with the Bureau of Public Enterprises, bear the critical responsibility of driving commercial interventions that align seamlessly with these priority areas. However, it is essential for each of us to pledge to create a future where every citizen thrives. Our aim is to transform economic prosperity from a distant dream into a tangible reality.
Vice President Kashim Shettima, who is also the chairman of the council, reminded members of the council that the task before them demands going to every horizon of the hotbed of opportunities to initiate transformative reforms and to collaborate, even as he implored them to embed the reforms they were set to make in President Tinubu's 8-point renewed hope agenda.
By the end of this retreat, my hope is that we will become more resolute about the necessity of letting our discussions resound with echoes of innovative strategies, collaborative initiatives, and uncompromising commitments to the principles enshrined in Mr. President's visionary agenda.
It was a package. It wasn't something that you could...
Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, underscored the significance of the federal government's privatization program and highlighted its impact on the management of enterprises owned by the government since the inception of the program.
I hope we have a very fruitful induction session.
Deputy Chief of Staff to the President, Ibrahim Hassan Hadija, urged them to give in their best in the new task, noting that the success of the council will largely be dependent on synergy among stakeholders, both in private and public sectors. In Abuja, Abdurrahman Jabrila, NTA News.
The Central Bank of Nigeria says Nigerian banking industry remains resilient as key financial soundness indicators within the regulatory thresholds. A statement by Acting Director, Corporate Communications Department of the Apex Bank, CD Ali Hakama, indicates that this is contrary to the reports in some media outlets suggesting that some licensed commercial banks in the country had failed the CBN's capital adequacy ratio for international authorization. To this end, the CBN is appealing to Nigerians to disregard the media reports listing banks as failing the capital adequacy ratio stress test for international authorization, as the report did not emanate from the Central Bank of Nigeria. Heads of agencies in the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment have been directed to align their mandates with the 8-point agenda of the federal government across economic growth, food security, access to capital, poverty alleviation, as well as inclusivity and job creation. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Doris Uzoka Aniti, gave the directive while inaugurating newly appointed chief executive officers in the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment in Abuja. While reiterating government stance on corruption, the minister directed the CEOs to align their strategies with that of the ministry, with a commitment to monitor and assess their activities to ensure optimal performance across the agencies, as their appointment is critical to the renewed hope agenda.
With the rules and regulations of the public service rules, financial regulations, and other extant regulations governing the public service. This administration has zero tolerance for any form of corruption. Government will frown at and punish corrupt practices perpetrated by any management team or any of your staff, including yourself.
The Executive Director, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, Nonye Ayani, on behalf of other heads of agencies, affirmed their resolve to deliver on their mandate in line with the government's stance on economic growth and recovery. Respite has come in the way of patients suffering from renal failure in Yobe State, as the Yobe State University Teaching Hospital, Damaturu, is offering free dialysis services to indigenes and 3 free sessions to non-indigenes at its facility. Now, this is coming on the heels of increasing cases of kidney disorder, especially from the northern part of the state. Adam Yusuf Ali reports.
Khalil Mustafa is a 47-year-old beneficiary of free dialysis. This is after he spent his savings accessing the service at exorbitant costs elsewhere, and since the last 2 years, he has been getting free dialysis in Yobe State. Mudu Masallami from Munusari and Hadiza Garba from Bade local government areas are among the many patients enjoying the free dialysis, which was started in early 2019. These and many patients are from Yobe, one of the states in Nigeria with rampant cases of the disease, especially in Bade, Guru, Jakusko and Karaso local government areas. The state government not only provided the free dialysis but also free installation of arteriovenous fistula that provide fistula access to the patients undergoing hemodialysis.
Each and every patient that condition warrant to do dialysis, even if he's not an indigent of your state, we can give him 3 sessions as a free.
The government is making moves toward getting to the root cause of the disease in the state. It is believed that the measure taken will bring succor to the kidney patients. Available data from Nigerian Association of Nephrology indicate that about 25 million Nigerians have kidney disease and 18,000 need dialysis yearly, with each session costing an average of 50,000 to 80,000 naira per week. In Damaturu, Adam Yusuf.
And still staying in Damaturu, we join our correspondent now, Mustafa Yusuf Musa, to give us update on the free kidney dialysis from the state government. Mustafa, if you can hear me, please go ahead.
Hello? Alaikum salam. Nagaja. Naam, inagumi. Lafiya kalam. Okay, man, I get it. Very nice.
We are here at the Renal Dialysis Center at the State University Teaching Hospital, Damaturu. This is where patients are receiving free dialysis services, courtesy of the government. These services came up in 2019, where government, residents of about 5 local government areas in the state, namely Bade, Kuru, Jabusko, Karasua, and part of Biswari.
Apologize for the distorted audio there. If we could fix that, we'll rejoin Mustafa there in Damaturu. We turn to other issues. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has appealed for calm in the aftermath of the Tudum Bari drone misfire in Kaduna State. Speaking at the Jama'atu Nasir Islam Central Council meeting in Mina, the minister said President Bola Tinubu has approved the commencement of Fulako initiative in selected states in northwest and north-central parts of the country, a humanitarian response to the effects of banditry in affected communities. The minister advised communities to be fully abreast of the 75 billion naira presidential conditional grant scheme and palliative programs targeting 1 million nano businesses across Nigeria with grants of up to 50,000 naira in the 2024 budget of the Renewed Hope. 100 years ago, the Ansarin Society of Nigeria was birthed as a faith-based institution with mission and vision to impact humanity. Now that dream, many have argued, has lived through and beyond. For this reason, the society has in the last couple of weeks rolled out the drums globally to celebrate the journey so far. This time, individuals have been honored for their contributions in numerous ways. Onotu Yakubu brings us insight into the Centenary Merit Awards.
Years after her establishment, the Ansarin Society of Nigeria is charting a course for the next century.
It exemplifies the profound purpose of existence. Allah in his own wisdom reminds us in the Holy Quran that we were not created in vain except to worship him.
Ismail Omipidan, an aide to the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, is amongst individuals honored and some posthumously in recognition of their contributions to the society's 100-year journey.
Thank Allah because being honored at a time when the society is celebrating 100 years anniversary, for me is significant.
I feel highly honored.
Abuja branch missioner Sheikh Musa Olaofe spoke on the contribution of Ansaruddin and its founding fathers to religious and Western education in Nigeria.
They tried all their possible best to sanitize, to make sure that even when they leave, other legacies, good things will continue like that.
The Ansaruddin Centenary Merit Award is one amongst plethora of activities to commemorate the 100-year celebration in existence of the faith-based institution, with hopes that the society will work stronger and impact humanity in the years ahead. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
The political development in Rivers State have taken a new twist, with 27 lawmakers announcing their defection from PDP to the APC. The announcement of the defection was made known at Monday's plenary by the factional leader. Let's hear from Kinsley Amajiri.
The River State House of Assembly has been polarized into factions after the incident that led to the raising down of the chambers in October 2023. 27 of the lawmakers loyal to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, led by the Speaker Martin Samehule, announced their defection to the APC. They cited alleged division in the PDP as reasons for their action.
The House has already before this time deliberated on all the issues in the PDP, and we feel there is sufficient division, and for that reason members have the choice to move to the All Progressive Congress as already indicated in these letters.
I commend the Assembly members who had thought through the issues, and I felt that it is also important that they also align with the party that is in the leadership of this country, the All Progressive Congress.
The House also considered a bill amending some sections of the Local Government Act in Rivers State. The leadership of the Rivers State House of Assembly, however, is a subject before the court following the emergence of a factional speaker Edison Ehe in Port Harcourt. Kingsley Amaju, NTA News.
From Port Harcourt, we're heading to Lagos to join Michael, who has the next set of reports for us. Michael.
Babajide Sanwo-Olu says the state requires about a 7 trillion naira budget size to meet up with infrastructure and basic amenities in 2024. The governor was speaking at the 8th Corporate Assembly, a business forum held at the State House, Ikeja, Lagos. Ese Owamaka reports.
Lagos State, in the face of pervasive global economic challenges, is poised to support both the industrial and commercial sectors to maximize potential towards making positive contributions to the state's gross domestic product. In view of this, stakeholders at the business forum, tagged BOS Meets with Business Community, emphasized the need to aggressively transform the state to a modern economy that will meet the yearnings and aspirations of Lagos residents.
The present administration has placed particular emphasis on business startups and SMEs in the state.
There are new opportunities emerging from climate change and ecosystem, as well as the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement.
Addressing concerns raised by members of the organized private sector, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu gave the assurance that his administration will continue to ensure the ease of doing business despite current global challenges.
President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who coincidentally, you all know, had run this state before, had given us a ray of hope now. He had gone out in the last 5-6 months, converse, to be the cheerleader, to be the major spokesperson for this country, assuring, the international business community about the readiness of the country to be able to open up, right? I mean, you and I will work and see, how well that turns out. But we need to be hopeful. We need to continue to still not throw in the towel and believe that if we are all in a hopeless case. Because indeed, in other jurisdictions too, there are very, very, very difficult terrain that everybody is going through of an enduring, sustainable economic development.
The 8th Corporate Assembly Business Forum was attended by members of the Lagos State Executive Council, heads of agencies and captains of industries. In Lagos, Ese Owamaka, NT News.
Climate change comes with devastating effects on livelihoods, and reports by the United Nations show women bear the brunt of the challenges. Their vulnerability stems from economic, social, and cultural factors. Bolaji Akim in this report highlights some of the consequences of climate change on women and children in coastal communities in Lagos and ways they can be addressed.
Memono and other women in our community may not contribute much to global emission of greenhouse gases that cause climate change, but they are most vulnerable to the catastrophic consequences of global warming that may linger in their lives forever. Many have lost their means of livelihoods to ravaging effects of rising sea levels, coastal flooding and erosion. Their husbands, children, and other family members are not spared.
They now have to beg from other relations to survive. The business has really gone down.
Apart from reducing the economic power of these women, who form a larger percentage of the country's population, schools in some coastal areas have been overtaken by flood waters.
The disruption caused by this event has a profound impact on all our students, teachers, and of course overall educational structure. Many students are unable to go to school, teachers can't come to class, And one of the most concerning outcomes of climate change is the surge in dropout rates, especially for our girls.
Environmentalists insist that ways to address the challenge include checking emissions of various gases warming beheads and proactive climate actions by relevant authorities, businesses, and individuals.
We need to ensure that we curtail climate change, that we change the climate change, that we stop disrupting the perfect balance of nature, the miracle of creation.
We must begin to empower local communities to identify, plan, and implement strategies that enhance their resilience to climate change. We call it community-based, adaptation.
Memuno and other women and children in our community may not be aware or understand the negotiations at the International Climate Change Summit in Dubai, tagged Conference of Parties, COP28. However, key agreements from the talk can help to address the harrowing experiences of rising sea levels and coastal erosion they face every day. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
Those are the stories from Lagos Nationwide. We continue in Port Harcourt shortly after this break. Please stay.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. Rivers State Police Command has been commended for its performance in fight against crime. AIG Zone 16, Paul Ojeka Odama, gave the commendation at a familiarization tour and lecture to the Rivers State Police Command. Emmanuel Lene reports.
By the AIG Zone 16, Paul Ojeka Odama is part of his ongoing tour of commands and units under the zone, as well as to identify operational challenges with a view to finding solutions. AIG Odama expressed satisfaction with the performance and proactive measures put in place by the CP, management team, and gallant officers and men of the command. He assured that logistics challenges will be addressed.
I know you have some logistics problems, but that is why I'm here. And I'm going to take all your problems to the Inspector General of Police, and I'm sure, as the overall father, he will listen and tackle it.
DCP Tunji Disu described the visit as apt, noting that one of his major tasks is to find the killers of SP Bako Angbashim. He identified some of the challenges faced by the command and appealed that they be addressed.
The command is faced with a lot of challenges, but not limited to shortage of arms and ammunition, shortage of anti-riot equipment such as smoke cartridges, smoke grenades, ballistic element, riot equipment, riot gunners, riot smokes, death of armored personnel vehicles, that's the APC, insufficient number of gunboats, and marine police equipment.
Rivers State has 10 area commands and 70 divisions, making it one of the most police states in Nigeria. In Port Harcourt, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
As part of measures to strengthen civil, military, and host community relations, the Nigerian Navy has organized a free medical outreach in Ovam community by Oyo State. Commander NNS Soro, Commodore Abdul Hakim Ojebode, reiterates the commitment of the Navy to deepen the harmonious relationship between members of the community. Ebinimi Zitimiola reports.
Ovom community in Yenagwa local government area by Oyo State is strategic as it is host to several federal and state government establishments, including the Nigerian Navy barracks, sensitive to its corporate social responsibility. And as part of activities marking the end of the year, the Nigerian Navy organized a free medical outreach in the community. Services provided include vital signs check, consultation and treatment, eye check and distribution of medicated eyeglasses. Insecticide-treated mosquito nets were also given to pregnant women and nursing mothers.
We will do our best and see that anything we can do to support the security of this state and also the Navy.
If you go to the hospital, you know how much you would have spent, but it has really saved us a whole lot, and we are very grateful.
I appreciate it, and we are still looking forward for more days for us to have a good cooperation with the Navy in their community.
Commander NNS Soro, Commodore Abdul Hakim Ojebode, on behalf of the Flag Officer commanding Central Naval Command, reaffirmed the Navy's commitment to the safety and well-being of the people.
We identify with you as being part of us and therefore feel obliged to bring medical care to your doorsteps.
The commander called for a more robust partnership to keep the state safe. In Yenagwa, Ebinimi Zitemiola, NTA News.
And those are stories from Port Harcourt. It's now back to Ruth in Abuja.
Thank you very much, Gabriel. And still staying in Port Harcourt, but to another salient issue, the increasing rate of insecurity on the waterways in Rivers State is raising concerns among seafarers and passengers who are traveling to the riverine communities for the end of the year celebrations. Robinson Durataide takes a look at maritime transportation in Rivers State and the need to urgently address the challenges confronting this means of transportation.
Water transportation is one of the dominant lifestyle in River State and the Niger Delta, given their large aquatic space. In River State, for instance, many communities in over 10 local government areas can only be accessed by water, making the people depend predominantly on water transportation to ferry their goods and travel home. The Bile Nembe Bonny Jetty is one among many jetties in Port Harcourt where people sail to riverine communities. Passengers sail with small uncovered speedboats, while big wooden boats, popularly called Kutoni boats, are used to ferry goods. Turbulent waterways, overloading, driving at night, and not adhering to the use of life jackets have often resulted to loss of lives.
The safety measures are there, but implementation is one thing. Look at the life jackets they use. This one cannot keep anybody afloat if there is any incident.
Ensure that people normally put on their life vests and to make sure that the boats, they didn't overload the boats.
The most worrisome, however, is the activities of sea pirates who have increased attack, rob and kidnap for ransom.
We need security on the river to help the masses this period of time. They are collecting our boats almost every day.
Although the waterways are calm this period, but the expected increase in the movement of people call for passengers to adhere to safety measures, while authorities provide covered boats for transportation, as well as patrol gunboats in strategic locations. In Port Harcourt, Robinson Derateide, NTA News.
All right, we join Robinson Derateide live now at Bonny Jetty there in Port Harcourt. He wants to give us insight on efforts being made to improve safety on the waterways. Robinson, go ahead.
Okay, we are presently at the Nembe Bonny Jetty here in Port Harcourt. This is one of the major jetties where many communities in River State and Bayelsa State connects to. And the major challenge here is the issue of safety while sailing. Because of the increase in the movement of people this period, the possibilities are there that drivers may want to overload and also to be able to make fast money. And so people are concerned about this safety measure, the implementation of these safety measures. They want to ensure that their lives are safe. Apart from that, insecurity on the waterway has become a major challenge. Activities of sea pirates. On daily basis, there are reports that sea pirates attack drivers on the way, kidnap people for ransom. And the few patrol boats on the waterways provide security for oil assets more than the people. And so the people are concerned about it and are calling on the government to address these challenges. We have here with me Charles Chidi. Charles Chidi is a resident of Bonny who travels often. Please tell us, you are traveling regularly on Bonny Waterway. What is the experience there?
Actually, I'm staying in Bonny for over 30 years now. Traveling on the sea has become a very big challenge to us. More often, we do experience sea pirates, and whenever you run out to them, they'll kidnap your boats, they kidnap human beings, and also made away with some property, including your money, and has become a very big problem to us, the drivers that are making use of the waterway. So for me, I would have loved the government to come into this matter because it's getting out of hand. It is really getting out of hand. And beside that, I also want government to make a provision of the covered boats for the passengers that are making use of this sea, because it's very difficult for you to separate the rainy season from River State. Rain falls in River State quite often and often. So for me, I would have loved the government to provide a cover boat to the passengers that are making use of the waterway. Secondly, I also want the government to provide the security, the gunboat, make them enough on the seaway so that they could help us to protect life and property of the citizens that are making use of this waterway. I think this is what I have to say.
There is an aspect that needs to be addressed because most times it is passengers that prevail on the driver.
It's true. Right. Sometimes you will see the drivers overloading the boat. But for me, I would have loved either the government to come in or the organization involved to advise the drivers so that they will know how to load the boat, so that the boat will not be overloaded. Because whenever they overload the boat, they are putting the life of the passengers at risk. So they should advise them so that they should know the minimums of the passenger they should carry at any given time, so that it will not become a problem to the passengers that are using the boat. And apart from that, because whenever anything happens on the sea, you see that you are helpless. Nobody can come to your help. And you are like that. If not God, maybe it will help you sometime. Your life is gone.
The waterway transportation in River State is as important as the land transportation. So government needs to invest in the waterway transportation.
All right, Robinson, I'm sure you're trying to talk about efforts by the government there. Of course, NIWA is also responsible, talking about Nigerian Inland Waterways Authority and the passengers too. So it's a win-win situation. We also have a role to play, talking about the passengers in ensuring their safety, while the government or the authorities involved do theirs. Thank you, Robinson. All right. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, is intensifying efforts at a short and quicker transition towards restoring a constitutionally elected government in the Niger Republic. Guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria applauded the outcome of the ECOWAS summit and are on the same page on the need for the release of ousted President Mohamed Bazoum. Lydia Samson will tell us about it.
ECOWAS imposed sanctions on Niger following the July coup that ousted Bazoum. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria say it is already biting hard on the country, especially the citizens, driven by the determination to re-engage the junta with a view to installing a constitutionally elected government. ECOWAS is proactively reeling out modalities with a high-powered committee to fast-track implementation.
The issue is to nudge them towards the restoration of constitutional order in their countries, because that is what ECOWAS protocols, their own constitutions, against unconstitutional changes of government. So many decisions were taken. A committee of heads of state was set up.
Aside from, seeing these indicators of of democratization step up, for citizens, especially, let's say in Niger, in Burkina Faso, even in Mali, a more urgent concern is about the insecurity. Pure and simple. It's about being able to live in peace.
Civil society experts who applauded ECOWAS' articulation of efforts to help mitigate impact on the citizens and victims so far reiterate the need for easing of economic sanctions to get the buy-in of the junta to a quick transition.
We must support ECOWAS in its determination really to arrest this drift, but collectively also we have to put our finger on it, exactly what is causing this, and address it collectively.
They are emphatic that to mitigate future escalation of coups in the continent, leaders must enshrine accountable governance, true and genuine commitment to upholding their respective constitution, as well as citizen-centered policies in combating corruption across all sectors, which is sacrosanct. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
The Policy and Legal Advocacy Center says Nigeria's electoral process and institutions responsible for election management need urgent reforms to increase citizens' confidence in the system. This formed part of the center's 2023 Human Rights Report. Timothy Yusuf reports.
2023 elections in the country might have come and gone, but with so many questions begging for answers regarding the Electoral Act, the Policy and Legal Advocacy Center believes that citizens' confidence in the electoral process needs to be unquestionable.
Government institutions need to be made more accountable and responsible, obeying established laws that safeguard human rights and civic space. It is also important to ensure that judicial officers who abuse their office or use same for pecuniary gains are held to account.
Meanwhile, the Committee for the Defense of Democracy at this media briefing is alerting the public to alleged repeated threats following the outcome of the November 11 election in Kogi State. The committee prayed relevant security agencies to leave no stone unturned in investigating and bringing perpetrators of electoral offences to book. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
All right, we're heading to Makurdi to join Susan. She has our next set of reports.
Thank you, Ruth. It's good to have you join us in Makurdi. The Benue State Police Command has arrested and paraded more than 20 suspects for various crimes ranging from armed robbery, kidnapping and arms manufacturing, among others. Commissioner of Police George Chukwu says the clampdown on the criminal elements is as a result of operations carried out in synergy with other security agencies. Blessing Omeche Ebute has details.
Benue State has in the last couple of months bedeviled with a myriad of cases of kidnapping, armed robbery, banditry, cattle rustling, among others. This has affected the socio-economic development of the state as residents in the affected areas continually live in fear. Briefing newsmen on the efforts by the Benue State Police Command to nip insecurity in the bud, Commissioner of Police George Chukwu says the command deployed a team to Adikpo and Vandekia roads, where police detectives clamped down on some arms dealers who were also recruiting minors as arms manufacturers.
A total of 25 or thereabout suspects were arrested, 15 arms recovered, 2 kidnapped victims rescued, and so the culprits arrested, 2 of the culprits.
Some suspects paraded include 4 persons allegedly involved in armed robbery and terrorizing residents in Boko, 1 suspected rapist, and others for banditry and kidnapping. Various exhibits were recovered from the suspects. On the rising cases of insecurity along the Makurdi-Naka-Adoka Federal Road, CP Chukwu says the command has taken note and is working on ending the menace.
I want to promise you that we will keep doing those operations. We have mapped out all our strategies, how we will police all our black spots and flashpoints. Naka is one of them. You can be rest assured that we'll try our best to ensure that that road is safe for travelers.
He assures Benue people of a hitch-free Yuletide and reiterates that the ban on bangers is still in force and violators will be prosecuted. In Makurdi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA News.
The prospects of Lobby Stars Football Club playing their home matches at their Pereko Stadium have received a boost with the possibility of renovation of the facility getting brighter. Governor Hyacinth Alia rekindled the hope when he played host to the delegation of the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, led by its president, Ibrahim Gusau, at the Government House, Makurdi. Elias Itiab reports.
The delegation of NFF is in Benue as part of its tour of states across the nation to solicit more support for state football associations and to ensure that states key into the new standards in the game of soccer as specified by the Federation of International Football Association, FIFA. President of NFF, Ibrahim Gusau, explained that the partnership is necessary owing to the immense benefits of football, which serve as a unifier, employment opportunities, and curbing social vices among youths. He commended the Benue State Football Association for organizing tournaments targeted at discovering and grooming talents to compete at national and international levels.
I want to assure you that anytime, anything we are going to do as far as the national level is concerned, we'll make sure we consider Benue State.
The state will continue to offer full collaboration and support to sports in the nation.
The visit climaxed with the signing of orthography by the governor and his guests, as well as the presentation of NFF kit to the governor as a mark of commitment and partnership. In Makudi, Elias, ATF, NTA News.
And that does it from Makudi. Nationwide continues with Ruth in Abuja after this break.
Welcome back. Nigerians have been encouraged not to entertain any outer affair, especially during this festive season, while applying the waterways, as everything has been put in place to ensure safety of lives and property in the maritime environment. The Commandant, Nigerian Navy ship, stated this while leading a naval team on a medical outreach to Bakassi local government area of Cross River State. Oba Hyacinth reports.
Free medical outreach is a step towards supplementing the effort of government in reaching out to the indigents in the society. It is in the light of these that the Nigerian Navy Calabar area is flagging up this medical rhapsody to the people of Unelton community, Day Spring Peninsula in Bakassi local government area of Cross River State. The team of medical experts from Navy Reference Hospital Calabar and other military officers led by Commandant NNS Victory, Commodore Vincent Barawi, attends to the health needs of the people.
It is part of the Nigerian Navy corporate civil responsibility as contained in the Chief of the Naval Staff Strategic Directives. We are here today to conduct this free medical outreach.
The visibly elated people could not hide their joy over the gesture of Nigerian Navy, but also appealed for security and other basic amenities from government.
We not see this kind of thing before. Then now we don't see Navy people welcome, come give us gifts, they give us medicine, they give us food.
They give me medicine, they treat me and treat my pikin. They look how my pikin there inside my belly. They give me medicine and give me everything and give me food. So I say, may God bless them.
Give me drugs, my pikin home and my home. They give me.
The medical rhapsody, which is a product of Nigerian Navy Calabar area, provide medical services which include blood pressure check, hepatitis B screening, malaria and HIV tests, immunization, eye check and provision of food and other materials to the people. In Calabar, Oba Hyacinth, NTA.
All right, sports update is next.
We begin with Para Games. The 2023 National Para Games is in top gear at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, with several new talents discovered in sitting volleyball, amputee football, and badminton. Peter Oibo reports that in men's category of badminton played at the Package B Indoor Sports Hall of the stadium saw Adamu Muhammad from Bauchi State winning a gold medal after defeating Nana Jeremiah from Abia State on 22-20, 21-19.
I've been producing players, active players, junior African champions, and even the national champion.
Press, with what we are seeing, as you all know, is also a discovery for them, as some of them are aging.
In another development, Nigeria's representative at the ongoing FIBA Africa Women's Basketball League in Egypt, the Nigerian Customs Service got off to a winning start Monday morning, beating University of Douala 57-46 points in the first match in Group A. The coach Abdurrahman Mohamed side next play Kenya Port Authority on Wednesday, looking to make a mark for Nigeria after 23 years of customs absence from the Africa Women's Basketball. And finally, Nigerians have backed Victor Osimhen to win the coveted CAF Awards to be announced Monday in Marrakesh, Morocco. The Napoli striker has been tipped to win this year's Africa Best Player of the Year award after helping Napoli won the Serie A title for the third time in 33 years. No Nigerian has won the award since Kanu Nwankwo won it in 1999.
I think Osimhen deserves to win this year. He's a player who helped Napoli to win the 2023 Scudetto League. After 33 years, he scored 26 goals. Just some days ago, he was voted the best player in Italian Serie A by the Italian press.
Meanwhile, five-time winner of the CAF Female Award, Asisat Oshuala of Nigeria, has been tipped by bookmakers to win the 2023 award after making the final 3 women lists. Also, Super Falcons goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie is up for running as the CAF Women Goalkeeper of the Year award. With sports updates, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has, with immense grief, received the news of the passing of NTA broadcaster Aisha Bello Mustafa, who was one of the great icons of the Nigerian broadcast media. In a statement by spokesperson of the president, Ajuri Ingilali, the president extends his deepest condolences to her family, friends and colleagues, including the management and staff of the Nigerian Television Authority, Africa's largest television network, as well as the broadcasting organizations of Nigeria. He joins them in paying solemn respect to the highly professional news anchor and presenter who spent 35 years at NTA until her retirement in 2022. The president praised God to grant the soul of the departed eternal rest and comfort for those who mourn. We'll now take a promo on the late veteran broadcaster. A great loss indeed for the NTA family, someone who has left a very huge legacy that can't be replaced. We pray that her soul finds rest. I'm Ruth Aguele. Bye.